In the last video, I showed you about how you can use the bullet journal to organise your day-to-day life at home and at work, and how the sections at the beginning show you how you can remember things, use it as a to-do list. Now I'm going to show you the other sections in my bullet journal and then the sections I've set up for my friend in theirs as well. You can basically have anything you want in your bullet journal in any order that you want, how you want, designed how you want. That's the beauty of it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. For me, my next section after the day stuff is work. I have projects I'm currently working on, then I have dates I need to invoice people. I then use the A to Z section at the back of mine to store notes from client meetings, whether on the phone or actually in the meetings. When I'm scribbling down notes, I then put them in there afterwards so I don't lose them. My next section is home, and it's got meal planning and lists that I can use for shopping. I haven't really used the shopping list, but they're useful to have. But the meal planning's really good because I can sit when I'm about to do the online shop or before I go shop and work out what we're going to have. I also have a watching section, so shows that I'm watching, what episode I'm up to. I then have a needs and a wants list. Basically things I think, oh, I would like that. Do I actually need it or do I want it? There's a difference. Online shopping. Things that I've ordered, when they've arrived, if I've kept them, if I've returned them, and then most importantly if I've got a refund. It's handy if you do a lot of online shopping, especially over Christmas. I use that a lot. And then Christmas shopping lists as well, which I'm going to keep in there to remind myself of what I've bought people for next year as well. Next section is big for me at the minute as I'm organising a wedding, and I've had different sections within this when I started out of plans, budgets, to-dos, links to people that I'd contacted, but now it's become more of a ticking off to-do list for the different sections, which I know if I'm thinking of something I can add it in there and it's done, it's there, and even if I don't need to come back to that for several months, it's down there. Habit tracker. A lot of people who do bullet journaling use this. I have started a couple of months, but I haven't kept it up, but it is there if I want to go back to it. It's useful if life is busy, there's things that you're forgetting, things that you want to be able to do more or find the time for, to actually sit down and think what the things are, but then also sit down and mark them off and play with pretty colours too. But you can see what my things were. And there's still things that I am actually focusing on and I am trying to do, but I don't always come back, obviously, because this is from February and it's now March, come back and colour them in. But the actual process of sitting down and thinking what I would put in here brought these things to the front of my head enough to actually remember to do them. The next section I have is for health. Currently trying to lose weight, and so I, as well as tracking it all on my phone on my Fitness Pal, I'm also tracking it here because it's quite satisfying to be able to sit and write the numbers down and then keep an eye on where the weight and everything is. Training diary, which I haven't continued to use because I've actually ended up using a separate training diary that stays in my gym bag because I didn't want to bring this backwards and forwards to the gym all the time. Then I have, as I said, the A to Z I use for work and for clients, and then at the back I just have some notes clipped in, so then if I'm in meetings I can scribble stuff on here and then I can always file that because it's already pre-punched. I print out the dotted paper and I then use guillotine to cut it, and then I've got a hole punch to obviously put the holes in as well, because you can't buy the dotted paper like this ready to go in a Filofax, but you can use any paper you want. Moving on to the brand new bullet journal that I've set up for a friend. It's the same Domino A5 as my one. At the front it's got exactly the same bullet journal keys. I've changed on the weekly plan. Instead of having the wedding stuff, it's got a reading to do. The friend does a lot of reading. And then on the day plan, they've got, instead of wedding again, they've got positive things, so to think about good things that have happened in their day or good things that they want to happen the next day. Their next section is educate. By the way, the tabs on this are just normal Filofax tabs, but I use one of the old-fashioned label makers to print off the labels and put on so you can see them from both sides, and then obviously you can take these off and replace them if you need to change your bullet journal to different sections. So educate. So this mainly focuses on reading. So this is a list of books that they want to read. So if they're out and about and they think or see things, they can come back to it. This is for books that they've read, that they started, finished on, their thoughts about the book, and then they can give it a rating too. And then reading notes for individual books, and then actions as well. So if they want to read the next book, if things within the book have made them think, they can go and whatever. Next section is shopping, very similar to mine. They've got their meal planner, they've got their needs and wants shopping, and their online shopping list. But these now I've just obviously designed and printed out ready. They've got a life section, so a section to think about the good things within the month, so scribbly notes of things, and then a section at the bottom, things I want to make better next month. Client notes, and then a training as well, so they can keep a note of the training they're doing in the gym. The same habit tracker that they can fill in, that each, you can circle the month that it is and put the year on, and then fill in the different things. And they could be exactly the same thing month in, month out, or different things. Again, it's completely tailored to whatever you want. Then their last section is just their spare paper for notes, and then the same as mine, set up at the end. I'm going to send this to my friend, and obviously they're going to start using it, and there'll be some things in there that they never use, and then hopefully lots of other things in there that they will use. But that is exactly the same as everybody using a bullet journal. You can start it, and at the beginning you think, oh yes, I'm going to track this, I'm going to do this, and I've got all this time to fill it in. But the reality is it should be saving you time. And so if you need to spend like an hour a day filling it in, unless it's filling in things that you find that is, you know, particularly calming, that's great. But if it is something that's meant to be clearing your mind, saving you time, and it ends up making you more stressed because you're not filling it in perfectly as you think, then that's not working. So it's very much a week by week, day by day, see how it goes, change it to suit you, but definitely see it as something that adds to your life, makes it easier, makes you calmer, as something that you can go and offload thoughts that are in your head to, rather than something that has to be perfect and you're failing if you're not doing it right.